Anyways, kind of where we're at. First of all, Friday's the last day of summer 2 classes, and the guys will be allowed to go home on Friday afternoon. So we'll give them a 2-week break. We will start workouts on August 27th. That will be our first on the court skill instruction, because that is technically, per the U of M, it's if you look on the website, that's the first day of classes start officially. So we will start workouts, get everything that we need to get done paperwork wise. So we'll have about a 2-week break before we start. Guys have had a good summer. Obviously, a lot of guys, a lot of people here have been to the Bluff and all that. So I know the guys, enjoyed it over at the Bluff, and they've been working hard. They've done a great job in the classroom and every other area. So we're excited for the season. Regarding the hire, the assistant coach, I have not hired anybody. I would like to hire someone before the 27th. There's no question about that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know. I don't have a 100% answer. So that's kind of where I'm at. I've really taken. I know I've taken a long time. I really have, but I just want to make sure I get the right guy. That's important to me. So when that comes, that will come. But again, I'm getting there. It's just I'm hoping that it happens on before the 27th.
How many on this list?
How many on the list? Jarvis, I talked to so many people during July. A lot of college coaches. A lot of people obviously were very interested. Some just weren't ready to even entertain it because of the lateness. Sort of say they didn't want to, with their respect to their, with the programs, which I understand. Some I just, we continue to talk, and so I talked to different guys. It's a very short list, but again, it's got to be the right fit, and I've got to feel comfortable. And as everyone here knows, I take time on the decisions. I know that's, and I tell everyone involved, if that's going to be an issue, I understand, and I can, if the shoe was on the other foot, I can understand where it's it could be, coach, either yay or nay. But when I'm the one who's having to make the decision, especially hiring, I don't want to do it, and I've said it many times, I don't want to do anything based on emotion. It's hiring is strategic, and you've got to make sure that you make the right hire. So far, I felt I've done a good job personally. I'm not trying to give myself any credit, but I'm saying we've hired good people, and I think we've hired good people because we've taken our time. We haven't rushed in anything. So I will continue in that, making sure that we make the right hires.
What attributes are you looking for in this person?
I want someone who can wear multiple hats. I want someone who can coach, who can recruit, who can deal with our guys, be a positive person, continue to be part of what we're building here at a championship level. So again, it's not always about the most credentialed person. It's about the right fit. But those are some of the things I'm looking at. You got to be able to wear multiple hats. You got to be able to recruit. Got to be able to deal with our guys. You got to coach. As you know, I let the assistants deal with the media. You got to be able to deal with the public and all that stuff. So you got to be a future head coach. That's one. Doesn't mean you are going to be a head coach or you have any desire to be a head coach, but you've got to be able to, in a sense, where you can wear multiple hats. Now, there are some guys that I'm looking at that maybe, because one of the areas and one of the directions I could always go if I don't find someone right away, I could always go in a direction where I try to get an MBA guy. When I say an MBA guy, somebody who's in the MBA, and just do it for a year. In a sense of a year, when I'm talking about that, obviously figuring could be a lockout. Have somebody here. If I haven't found that right person, maybe we agree that once the year would be done, go in that direction too. But I don't know if I'm going to do that either. These are things, I'm just being upfront and transparent to everyone here, because I think that's fair to you all as a media and also to the fans. These are different scenarios that I'm playing through my mind. No decision has been made, and that's where I'm at with everything.
So is it fair to say no one's just jumped out at you to the point where, hey, I've got to hire this guy?
Leroy, part of it is that probably the timing, a little bit of the timing, because, late late May when it all happened, and I wasn't thinking at the time where I was going to have 2 spots, if that made sense. I was just focused on 1 spot, and so when the 2 happened, dynamic shifted, changed. It was very fluid then, and so there's been a lot of impressive guys. It's just, and a lot of guys are very qualified. It's finding the right fit, and because I want to, it's not all about, hey, what to help in 12-13 or 13-4. I want to win this year too. We want to win every year. So I've got to see the big picture for everything. And again, this is the city's team. This is the city's program. But I've been entrusted to make right decisions for the city and for their team. So I've got to continue to do that. And that's why I want the fans to know. That's why I've taken my time, because I really take this as a big responsibility. Because again, it's their team. It's not mine. So I've got to make sure that things are in the right place for them.
Talking about the right fit, how about the schedule? You got a couple more games to hammer out.
Yep, with the schedule, here's where we're at. We're almost done. We have to get an opener November 11th, and what we'll do is we'll play on the 11th against somebody. If not, we will move the exhibition game, either Christian Brothers or Lemoyne Owen, to play November 11th, and we'll play in the later part of the year on December 10th. That's what we'll do if we cannot get a opener of a Division I opponent. And again, yes, there are some teams we can get, but again, we're trying to get the right fit with RPI and all that other stuff, because we're trying to have a top 10 non-conference schedule. So we're alert to that. And we had the game November 28th and November 30th, one of those 2 days, but we're close. We're going to get a game there any day now to get that filled in. I don't want to say the team yet, because I've been instructed not to, because obviously because of contracts and stuff like that. So I've got to wait to that to get signed and sealed. But once we should be, I'm hoping to have things done here in the next couple weeks. I want to get the schedule out at the latest by the end of August, early September. That's what our hope is. So that's where we're at.
You looking for a TV game out of this game?
We want TV, but both games, the November 11th opener and or the December 10th, that area, whatever, and the November 28th or 30th will be a guarantee game, meaning there will not be a return home. So neither game will be a national televised game, but I expect it to be on TV, even if it's statewide or local.
If not for those specific dates, can you say what teams in general that you have been in talks with?
Honestly, I've been in talks with numerous teams. Eric Sebastian, my director of basketball, and Bill Lofton, our associate athletic director, have been dealing a lot with the schedule. So they've been dealing a lot with it constantly, and we've been talking to a lot of teams. But again, there's things that have to work. A lot of teams say, hey, we want to play, but they've got to move a game around. It's a tricky situation. There is, in this day and age, there's when you're having a so-called guarantee game. A guarantee game means that you're not returning it, and you're paying the team to come. So what happens if one team at another school is offering more money than what we're paying to offer teams? So there's a lot of scenarios involved. That's why scheduling is not always as easy as it seems, because it gets a little tricky at times, and a lot of the teams are needing games around the country. We're not the only team.
It was announced while you're on the road about Maui, and you'll be playing Michigan. Can you talk, just kind of looking forward?
Yeah, let me tell you this. First of all, Maui's loaded. And let's not forget, Maui includes Belmont, because it is a 4-game tournament. Belmont's part of Maui. You cannot forget that. Belmont is part of Maui, and it's a 4-game tournament now. They've changed it. So it's a loaded field. So you're talking Belmont, where you're opening up with. That's really your opener, because that's part of the Maui. Win or lose, you advance to Maui, but that's sort of the opener. And then you're right into Michigan. And so let's first talk about Belmont. I mean, you got everyone back, or 9 of their top 11 are back from a 30-win team. They're going to be preseason top 25, or at worst case, others receiving votes. And that's kind of where we're at with that. But then after the Belmont game, you've got Michigan. I mean, they're going to be a preseason top 20, 25 team. They can flat out shoot the ball. They're well coached, and you look at it. They play a lot of times. They're known for their 1-3-1 defense, and that's something that you don't always see. So that's something we'll have to be ready for. So you know, and then after that, your next round of games, you're either playing Duke or Tennessee. I mean, those are, you know, again, I know people might say, let me just tell you this with Tennessee. People might say, well, Tennessee's going to be a little down. They still have players. They still got good players. They still have talent, and it's still an SEC team. That's the fact. So anyone you're playing in this tournament, and that includes Belmont, is going to be tough. There's no gimmies. Okay?